Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. It is Monday night. We got Monday Night Countdown on right now. I'm getting set up for my live stream. Hope you guys join us at 8:15. And so we have. I've got a question here because I posted a video earlier. Well, I always post videos. Let's be clear. I post videos. And I was talking about Dak Prescott, how he gets a lot of grief and stuff, regardless if the defense gave up the game or what. Not because Joe Burrow, everybody's like, oh, Joe Burrow, he needs a defense, man. Poor Joe Burrow. He's scoring all these points. I didn't hear anybody say garbage time. I did not hear anybody say the points that he was scoring were garbage time. I only heard that he needs a defense. And I'm thinking of times when I pointed out, like, Cleveland scored 49 to Cowboys 38. That Dak Prescott threw for 502 yards. And, of course, all I heard was Dak's not good enough to win those games. 502 yards, 4 TDs, and 1 interception. And we just blamed the quarterback. Joe Burrow, who had 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers yesterday. Oh, man, Joe Burrow, he did everything he could. He did everything he could, man. But, he didn't have a defense. Be that as it may. Somebody commented and said, face facts, the Cowboys, it hasn't worked. They need to blow the whole thing up and start over. Okay, and we've heard that this is a soft rebuild and this, that, and the other, or, that this was take your lumps and everything else. But my question is, and this is a real question, so when you say blow it up, like the Jets, for example, the Jets, Tyron Smith is over the hill and now on IR. Aaron Rodgers is talking about wanting to be benched the rest of the year and wants to get the hell out if he plays at all. You got Jamal Adams that you signed this year. You got a lot of pieces in there that you look at. The coach has been fired. Blow it up. You need to start all over. You need to start completely over. And as far as tanking, the Jets have had more have been one of the highest drafting teams every year. They always have a top 10 pick. It ain't seemed to help them any. It ain't seemed to help them anyway. But my question here is, when you say blow it up, I'm curious as to what you're blowing up and what you're going to keep. Do we know? We know that Zeke Elliott, he's not going to be playing for the Cowboys next year, if playing for anybody. He's just not, okay? Dalvin Cook, we know he's not going to be playing for the Cowboys or anybody else next year, right? We know that Zach Martin, this is probably his last rodeo and going. And Tank Lawrence, probably the same thing. So those are positions that have aged out regardless. They've aged out. So my question now is, what are you blowing up? What are you blowing up to start over? Now, you can blow up the coaching staff. You can get rid of Mike McCarthy. You can blow that up because actually it's not really blowing it up because he doesn't have a contract unless you renew him. So it's not really blowing it up. Your offensive line, Zach Martin's going to be going. Now, maybe you could say blowing it up would be getting rid of Jekyll and Hyde, Terrence Steele. Terrence Steele, who's an elite run blocker, but his ass in pass blocking. He's one of the worst pass blocking tackles in football. He's one of the top 15 in run blocking. So Jekyll and Hyde. You could get rid of, say, I'm going to blow that up. Zach Martin, you already have gone. I don't think you say I'm going to blow up and get rid of Cooper Beebe and try and find somebody better. I don't think you're going to get rid of Tyler Smith to say I can find somebody better. I don't think you're going to get rid of Rico and try and find somebody better. Okay, so CeeDee Lamb, well, you just paid him and Dak, so you can't really get rid of them. You can't. Not next year. Not next year you can't. So you got Jake Ferguson and Schoonmaker. Well, Schoonmaker is on his rookie contract, and he's dirt cheap right now. Are you getting rid of him? Probably not. Jake Ferguson, you got him for another year. Are you going to blow him up and get rid of him? He's been kind of nicked up this year. I don't know that you do on that one. Now, Brandon Cooks, he's on last year his deal. He'll probably walk, but that's not really blowing it up. Okay. On the defense, like we just said, D-Law is aged out. He's probably not going to be re-signed and brought back. Mozzie Smith. Mozzie is playing better, and he's still on his rookie deal. Number one pick. You're not going to blow him up. Osendigizua, he's going to be a free agent. You might let him go. I don't know that you want to pay him big bucks. His play kind of dropped off this year in a contract year. But is that blowing it up? I don't think it is. And then let's get back to Micah Parsons. Micah, who everybody are pissed off about his podcast. I'm not crazy about his podcast, although I will say the last few weeks of it, it seems like he's kind of grown up and isn't so much of a distraction. But you can't argue with what he is doing right now. His numbers since he came back, he's gotten 5.5 sacks in 4 games. He's got 24 pressures. He has been an elite player. Now, if you say, we're not going to re-sign him, we're going to get rid of him, I guess you could say that's blowing it up. So, Diggs, he's under contract. I don't think you're going to let him go. He's reasonably priced. I guess Trey Lance, you're not going to re-sign him, but that's not really blowing it up. Deron Bland's playing pretty good. I don't see that you're going to let him go. I guess you could start over with like Malik Hooker and get rid of a couple of those guys. So when I listen to people say the Cowboys need to blow it up, the Cowboys are also one of the younger teams in the NFL. And if you end up getting rid of Zeke, Tank Lawrence, and Zach Martin, those are the oldest guys that you have on the roster. And that almost is the end of all of the Jason Garrett guys. I believe the only Jason Garrett guy then you have left is Dak Prescott. So when you say blow it up, what do you consider blowing it up? That's just it's a real question. It's a real question. What do you mean by blowing it up? I don't know that you're going to make changes, but hell, we had 26 free agents last year. We got rid of 9 starters last year and didn't replace them. So what, by definition, is blowing it up? I don't know. But if you figure it out, let me know. All right, so I got about 25 minutes before the game kicks off, and I'm going to go out here and try and put up some more Christmas decorations so I can make my baby happy. So we like to make our baby happy. Yeah, we love it when our baby's happy. All right, I'll see you guys at 8:15. Peace.